years to improve training and coordination between schools and law enforcement. Florida Democrat Ted Deutsch represents Parkland.
We know what we need to do, and I am committed to taking any step to getting any new policy across the finish line that will make our kids safer.
The General Assembly's chief administrator announced Wednesday training will be offered to all 170 lawmakers through an online video dealing with sexual harassment. One man is dead, another is listed in stable condition after a gunman opened fire at a hospital in Birmingham, Alabama, before turning the gun on himself. It's unclear what set off the shooter or what relation it had, if any, to the victims. Captain H.R. Watson of the Birmingham Fire and Rescue describes what the crews encountered.
Once we got on the scene, we're not sure where the shooting actually took place, that is, but we do have 3 victims. All 3 were critically ill. 1 transported to UAB, main UAB hospital. We have the other 2 that's still UAB Highland being treated at this time.
A 17-year-old was charged Wednesday after he was found with a gun at Garner Magnet High School in Wake County. Garner police say James Tyrone Davis was charged with possession of a weapon on a school campus. You're listening to NCN News.
Nice guys finish first on UNC TV's Spring Fundraiser. Tonight at 8, join an all-star salute to a legendary North Carolina-born basketball coach. A Morgan Wooden, the godfather of basketball, with Coach K, Roy Williams, Derek Wittenberg, and more. Then at 10, it's everyone's favorite friend for over 50 years on Mr. Rogers. It's You I Like. Catch a kindness overload on UNC TV's Spring Fundraiser. It all starts tonight at 8. See what's on at unctv.org/special. The
Carolina Hurricanes' mega popular Homegrown Series continues with its next to last event of this season, Saturday, March 17th, as the Canes host the Philadelphia Flyers. On this night and this night only, you can indulge in a savory pimento grilled cheese sandwich, peach cobbler, beer from Fuquay Varina's Aviator Brewing Company, and you can take home one of only 200 t-shirts specially designed by House of Swank. Learn more at hurricanes.com/homegrown. That's hurricanes.com/homegrown.
Governor Roy Cooper visited Pitt County Community College as part of a tour to promote and discuss the importance of education in filling in-demand jobs and keeping North Carolina competitive in the global workforce. The governor told WITN News,
as innovation continues to move forward, we have to constantly be retraining ourselves and retraining the workforce.
This is the second day of testimony on the trial of the wife of the Poltz nightclub shooter.
Prosecutors say they'll show that Noor Solomon knew about her husband's plan to attack the club. They say she helped him scout locations for the attack and later lied to investigators about his fascination with guns and Islamic insurgents. The defense says Omar Mateen made a last-minute decision to go to Pulse, asking if he didn't know, how could his wife have known? Jurors have already heard from a detective who responded to the shootings and a witness who hid under a dead body for 3 hours as the gunfire continued. Omar Mateen ultimately killed 49 people before police killed him. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
A U.S. Navy fighter jet takes a tragic turn during a training exercise off the coast of Key West, Florida.
We're told both the pilot and the weapons systems officer were able to eject but did not survive. The Navy says the FA-18 Super Hornet was on a training flight making its final approach to Boca Chica Field at Naval Air Station Key West when this crash happened. This plane is part of Strike Fighter Squadron 213, also known as the Black Lions. It's a squadron based out of Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia Beach. The pilot and the weapons systems officer were about a mile east of the runway at the time of the crash.
That's reporter Bob Andrews. The Elon Board of Aldermen have given Elon University permission to start running a news ticker that's been inactive on the University School of Communications for several months. The ticker will be on the side of a building on the Elon campus. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Today's hits and yesterday's memories, WCAB Rutherfordton. From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. It looks like the end of an era for Toys R Us kids. The company today filing with the bankruptcy court to shut down all 735 of its U.S. stores. Retail expert Kirthi Calliam.
They suffered a pretty severe body blow when Walmart started selling popular toys.
And then was hit again by the rise of internet sales. Toys R Us struggling under billions in debt. 33,000 people work at its stores. The Navy now says 2 of its pilots were killed when one of its fighter jets crashed in shallow water just off off Key West, Florida. The F-18 went down during a training flight. Just over a month after 17 people died in the Stoneman Douglas High School attack, the House has passed a new school safety bill. It will provide millions for law enforcement and for school improvements, but Florida Congressman Ted Deutsch said it doesn't go far enough.
You know what happened on February 14th when 14 students and 3 teachers were hunted in their schools with an AR-15 assault rifle by a former student? That wasn't unique. But the problem of gun violence in America is a uniquely American problem.
New questions this morning about another connection between the Trump organization and the adult film star who says she had an affair with President Trump. ABC News has obtained documents showing a Trump organization lawyer, Jill Martin, signed a restraining order against Stormy Daniels. More from ABC's Tara Palmieri.
Stormy Daniels claims she had an affair with the president more than a decade ago. Daniels has called the $130,000 non-disclosure agreement that she signed for her silence hush money. The White House and Trump's personal attorney, Michael Cohen, have tried to distance the president from the pact signed just days before the election.
Officials inside the FBI have recommended that former Deputy Director Andy McCabe be fired. He is due to resign in just a few days. The recommendation is based on a review of how the FBI handled investigations into the 2016 presidential campaign. Dow futures turning around in the last hour. You're listening to ABC News.
You've heard about it on TV. You've even seen it on billboards. Freeze away the fat. It's a fact. Cold lipolysis is cleared as a safe and effective fat loss treatment in the U.S. Still, not everyone can afford its $3,000 price tag. Now, this simple, non-invasive procedure is available for less than $100 to use in your own home. Order the Fat Freezer Body Sculpting System at fatfreezer.com. The Fat Freezer system uses the same amazing cold lipolysis technology that is clinically proven to reduce fat cells by an average of 20% in treated areas. With the Fat Freezer system, your body naturally flushes out the fat over several weeks with no discomfort. The Fat Freezer system is the easiest way to remove those unsightly bulges. You don't have to live with the fat anymore. If you don't see any changes in the treated area after 60 days, just return it. Yes, you heard that right. You have 2 months. Order your Fat Freezer system today with free standard shipping. Go to fatfreezer.com. That's fatfreezer.com. fatfreezer.com.
Count Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu among the fans of President Trump's move to push out Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. ABC's Jordana Miller is in Jerusalem.
In Netanyahu's government, few regrets over the so-called Brexit. Tillerson opposed the Jerusalem capital decision, the move of the U.S. Embassy, and supported the Iran nuclear deal. His replacement, CIA Director Mike Pompeo, sees eye to eye with Israel on these issues. Prime Minister Netanyahu praised the president's choice, saying he was impressed by the abilities and experience of Pompeo when the two met. He said he also believes the two will work well together in the future. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
A Republican congressman says he's going to try to change the president's mind today about money for a major infrastructure project, a new tunnel connecting New York and New Jersey. Here's ABC's Andy Field.
New York Republican Congressman Peter King plans a little presidential jawboning when he sees Mr. Trump at the Capitol's St. Patrick's Day lunch today. Congressman King will ask the president to help fund an expensive gateway tunnel project linking New Jersey and New York City. That tunnel project may hold up a bigger government funding deadline due next week. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
Writer Aaron Sorkin is facing a lawsuit over his plans to bring To Kill a Mockingbird to Broadway. The estate representing the book's author, Harper Lee, says Sorkin is changing way too much about the classic story. This is ABC News.
Your home is your most valuable asset, and identity thieves want it. They forge online documents and literally take you off title. Then they refile your home under their alias, borrow money, and stick you with the payments. That's title fraud, and your best defense is Home Title Lock. Register now and get a free analysis to see if your home has been compromised. That's a $60 value free. Visit HomeTitleLock.com and use promo code PROTECT. HomeTitleLock.com, promo code PROTECT.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Well, with springtime here, head on over to Oakland Feed and Seed for the things you need. Things like grass seed and garden seed, 10-10-10 fertilizer and 17-17-17 fertilizer. Oakland Feed and Seed carries Kentucky 31 and Rebel Turf and 5-star blend grass seed. That'll look good, won't it? They'll weigh up garden seed by the ounce or by the pound. How much do you need? They'll weigh up grass seed by the pound. Whatever your needs are, Scott and his team at Oakland Feed and Seed will try their best to do it for you. Need strong weed killer? Get it by the quart, gallon. And this Killzall, 2.5 gallons is only $49.99. Get rid of them quick. At Fish Box, 100 count, $19.99. Why don't you come check Oakland Feed and Seed out and check prices? All your animal health needs, from dog shots to wormers. And don't forget to pick up some fire ant control, too. They have what you need at Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road, Spindale, locally owned and locally run.
We're starting off awfully cold this morning with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. We expect a strong wind today that ushers in warmer air. It's partly to mostly sunny. The high temperature in the mid to upper 60s. Tonight it's mostly clear to partly cloudy. No freezing temperatures. The lows only in the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow is partly cloudy. It's still mild. We're going to push into the mid 60s, maybe around the Charlotte area, seeing around 70 for the high. And there's a chance for light rain Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
That wind will be gusting today about 34 miles per hour, but will be a 67 for a daytime high. Right now we're at 34, dropping back to 46 tonight. Wind gusting again tonight, 26 miles per hour. Now looking towards Saturday, partly cloudy with a 40% chance of scattered showers. Highs around 61. Still big gusts of wind, 21 miles per hour. Then on Sunday, drops back to 20% chance of showers. Highs around 69. But it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Sunny skies, highs 67. That's not bad. Just to tie the old kangaroo down, boys. It's going to be breezy. 34 degrees right now. We give a big shout out to all the law enforcement officers around the area today. We thank you for your service. We appreciate your willingness to put yourself out there for us. So big shout out to all law enforcement officers today. If you see one, thank them for their service. Now I have these death announcements. Emma Sue Elliott, age 95, of Rutherfordton, died Sunday at Oak Grove Health Care Center. The funeral service will be at Oak Ridge Baptist Church at 11 o'clock today. Burial will be at Oak Ridge Baptist Church Cemetery. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of the arrangements for Emma Sue Elliott. Diana D. Thompson, age 62, of Forest City, died March 2nd at her residence. A memorial service will be conducted at 7 o'clock this evening at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Diana D. Thompson. Helen Hensley, age 82, of Rutherfordton, passed away Tuesday, March 13th at Oakland Living Center. Services will be held 2 o'clock Friday, March 16th at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 o'clock this evening at Crow's Mortuary. Crow's Mortuary assisting the family of Helen Hensley. Mr. William Bill Arthur Hartley, age 85, passed away Sunday, March 11th at Hospice House of Forest City. A celebration of William's life will be held 2 o'clock Friday at the First United Methodist Church in Rutherfordton. The family will receive friends in the Family Life Center. Following the memorial service, the military honors will be provided by the Rutherford County Veterans Honor Guard. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of William Bill Arthur Hartley. Ray Razor Hudgens, age 62, of Rutherfordton, died Monday at St. Francis Hospital in Greenville. The funeral service will be conducted at 4 o'clock Saturday at the Spindale Fellowship Holiness Church. Burial will follow in the Gilboa United Methodist Church Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 2 until 4 prior to service time at the church. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Ray Razor Hudgens. Jane Beatty Johnson, age 69, passed away Monday at Mission Hospital in Asheville. Funeral services will be held at 11 a.m. Saturday at Spindale United Methodist Church. Burial will follow in Eternal Hills Memorial Park. The family will receive friends Friday from 5 until 7 p.m. at Crow's Mortuary. And again, that's Jane Beatty Johnson. Winnie Connor Hensley, 93, of Rutherfordton, died Tuesday, March 13th at Hospice of the Carolinas. Funeral services will be held 2 p.m. Saturday at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church in Rutherfordton. The burial will take place in the church cemetery. They will receive friends 1 hour prior to service in the Family Life Center of the church. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Winnie Connor Hensley of Rutherfordton.
And its city population 30,000 was crushed But then President Trump announced he was imposing tariffs on foreign steel imports on products made by companies that are often highly subsidized by foreign governments. And suddenly, things changed. U.S. Steel announced that one of the furnaces they'd shut down would be fired up again. 500 workers were called back to work, some as early as this week. Average salary is close to $60,000. Meanwhile, in the Washington Post, Katrina vanden Heuvel urged readers not to be fooled by Trump's tariffs because he's running a con. It's typical left-wing BS, written by somebody who never spent a day in her life at a steel mill or worrying about paying the bills after being laid off from that good steel mill job. Katrina, don't worry. The people of Granite City and other towns like it know exactly who's running the con, and it isn't President Trump. It's all of you people on the left who've been telling these people you're looking out for them when you don't care a whit about them. My friends, if you own land, you know that spring is the best time of year to get work done on your property. Now, during the month of March, my good friends at Mahindra have special red tag savings on the toughest tractors and utility vehicles on earth. During the Mahindra Red Tag Sale, enjoy up to $7,900 in tractor cash back and savings, or utility vehicle savings up to $1,700. Plus, Mahindra's industry-leading warranties will come standard. So get the most out of your land and your budget with Mahindra's Spring Red Tag Savings. You'll see why 98% of Mahindra owners would recommend one to a neighbor. Learn more about rugged Mahindra utility vehicles and the world's #1 selling tractor at MahindraUSA.com.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at East Rutherford Equipment in Ellenboro, or visit EastRutherfordEquipmentLLC.com. That's EastRutherfordEquipmentLLC.com.
Mr. and Mrs. Business Owners, get your better return from your marketing dollars with the Sales and Advertising Department at WCAB. Get triple coverage from AM 590, Northland Cable Channel 5, and the World Wide Web. It works. Call Tracy or Jim. 287-3356.
Hi, I'm Johnny Erickson Tata. When Tommy was a child, he had an insatiable need to move. Whether it was jumping on his trampoline for hours or staying up all night, this boy was a ball of energy. Eventually, Tommy was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. What's more, he learned how to channel all this energy through running. Now, the more Tommy runs, the less anxious he feels. Plus, running has expanded Tommy's circle of friends. It turns out, running can actually help with autism. In a recent study, researchers found that people with autism who ran or walked for 20 minutes twice per week had better cognition, social awareness, and communication skills, as well as fewer repetitive behaviors. So, to learn more about the benefits of running for people who have autism and watch a video on Tommy's story, just visit disabilitycampaign.org. It's all there for you.
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
What did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowner's needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
What was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245.
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing. Hitler, you can tell a successful business by the company they keep and the years of service to their customers and how well they treat their customers. Well, that's Southern Carpet and Hardwood Floors. Since 1993, the Tony family set out to be the best they could be in the business, offer best products at affordable prices, ensure their customers are satisfied. Their son Clayton joined the business when he was old enough to join the business, and he came in with the same work ethic. They carry some of the famous brands like Bruce Hardwood, Appalachian Hardwood, Armstrong Vinyl, Shaw Carpeting, Tarkett Flooring, and much more. You'd recognize many of the names. Southern Carpet has the largest selection of hardwoods and laminates in the area. Check with them when you want something done to spruce up your home. Free estimates and expert installation always. Drop by to see them at 1512 West Main Street, Forest City, Across the North State Gas Company, you'll find Southern Carpet. You'll like them.
Jack Slade was a friendly, gentle-spoken man when he was sober, but with liquor under his belt, he was to be avoided. While working for the railroad, he was sent to Julesburg, Colorado, because they suspected station master Jules Binney of stealing horses and harboring outlaws. The two men had a confrontation, which resulted in Jules coming after Slade with a gun. Jules shot Slade 3 times with a pistol and twice with a shotgun. The locals, not happy with the way the shooting took place, grabbed Jules Binney and proceeded to find a place to hang him. Fortunately, or as we shall see later, maybe not so fortunately, it was discovered that Jack Slade was still alive. After Slade healed, he came after Jules. Slade tied Jules to a corral post where, in between shots of whiskey, shot him full of holes. After this, fortunately, or as we shall see later, maybe not so fortunately, Slade bugged out to Montana. There Slade continued his ways. The Montana vigilantes warned all local troublemakers to get on your horses and be gone. Now, Jack Slade didn't think they meant him because he always apologized once he sobered up. So he stuck around town and kept drinking. After keeping the citizens awake all night with gunshots and breaking glass, the Montana vigilantes had their fill. So, on March 10, 1864, within a matter of a couple of hours, Jack Slade was arrested, sentenced to die, and hanged. It was a tough cure, but he never took another drink. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
17 minutes after 7 o'clock and 34 degrees here in the foothills. Let's check in now with the Sheriff's Department with Sheriff Chris Francis and find out what's been happening in the past 24 hours. Good morning, Sheriff. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Jim Bishop. Hope you are.
Doing very well, thank you.
You ready for our report, sir?
I'm ready for you to tell us what's been going on.
Okay. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 138 calls to service. There have been 7 arrests. Currently incarcerated, we have 173. Among those arrests, Philip Winston Lefford, 51-year-old white male, was charged with failure to comply, received a $240 cash bond. Christopher James Hurt, 29-year-old white male of Boston, was charged with felony larceny, received a $2,000 bond. Tony Lee Owens, 51-year-old white male of Ellenboro, was charged with DWI, drinking beer or wine while driving, carrying a concealed gun, received a $500 secure bond. Tucker Aaron Henderson, 23-year-old white male, was charged with probation violation, received a $5,000 secure bond. Among the incidents, we had an ID theft of Fairground Road in Spindale. Someone was making false checks and attempted to cash scene. We had another ID theft on Stony Drive there in Rutherford. Someone applied for credit cards in the victim's name. We had a misdemeanor larceny and felony larceny on High Shoals Church Road. Someone took a storage building without permission. It was a 10 by 16 barn style, brown in color, about at $2,500. It also had $200 worth of clothing and miscellaneous items inside. We had a break-and-enter in larceny on Malden Way in Lake Lure, where Xbox 360 and a flat-screen 18-inch TV was taken. We had a break-and-enter on State Line Road. Nothing was missing in that particular incident, but there was a faucet that was damaged. And we had a larceny of a motor vehicle on Downing Circle in Forest City. It was a 2002 champagne color Honda Accord valued at $2,500. Jim, that's what we had to report today.
Well, if someone stole an outdoor building, they would have had to come with trucks and things to load that big building onto that truck, wouldn't they? They would have to come.
I would say it has to have, somebody has access to a large flatbed. What I would imagine that would be a toll to get that 10 by 16 building out there. It was not an easy task.
I think they must have planned that one ahead of time.
No doubt.
Sheriff, you have a great day. Be safe out there. We'll check in with you next time.
Thank you, Jim. Good talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Sheriff Chris Francis reporting in this morning, 20 minutes now past 7. More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com. Well, when you want some sound facts about better hearing, you go straight to Miracle Ear. Lisa Terry is a Miracle Ear professional here in Rutherford County in Shelby, and you'll find there are so many features you'll appreciate about Miracle Ear. Why don't you ask Lisa about that pre-hearing test and find out more about it? If you're beginning to experience loss of hearing for whatever reason, could be in all those years in the plant, could be loud music, could be just a hearing disorder. Check with Lisa at Miracle Ear. Find out more about it. You'll find her at 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102. And that phone number is 368-4126. Miracle Ear. Find out about that. Here's Jessica now with the report from the Communications Center. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
What's on your report?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 417 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 40 EMS calls, 16 for rescue. Sheriff's Office responded to 138, Forest City to 78, Lake Lure to 6, Spindale to 38, Spindale to 49. Fire calls, Cherry Mountain respond to a vehicle accident, Ellenborough respond to a field fire, Green Hill respond to a vehicle accident, and Hudlow responded to a vehicle accident. That's all we've got today.
Thanks, Jessica. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Your car only needs one place to prepare for the cooler months ahead. RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue, Ruth. RS Express Inspection Station can get you back on the road and keep you legal. RS Speedy Lube Station has 2 lanes to get you in and out in no time. They carry wiper blades and will rotate your tires. Complete car care altogether, including transmission flush and car wash. Count on Chris and his team to take care of all your car needs. Make it your first stop. RS Speedy Lube Service Center, Railroad Avenue in Ruth.
Shiloh Danieltown Oakland Community Fire District is reported by Ruby Taylor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell what's been going on over there.
Well, the fire department's been quiet, and on my birthday counter, I've got David Libera, Betty Jean Hines, and Penny Tatum having birthdays today, and hope these people have a nice day. And the signs are in the feet today and tomorrow. Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
You know, I enjoy having a fine local company as part of our advertisers here in the morning. A company that has a stellar history in Rutherford County, a company that I believe in and love to shop there. Started out as a sawmill in 1938 and has evolved over the years to meet the needs of our changing community. Yes, I am talking about Henson Building Material. Henson Building Material on Duke Street, Forest City, stands tall and proud of their local heritage. But you know what? Henson Building Material has a lot of things going on for they are more than a lumber yard anymore. They can help you with those fix-em-up details around your house. They can help the professionals who are looking for those things to help them get their job done. You're looking for lighting, cabinets, and cabinetry, and all kinds of cleaning supplies, plumbing supplies, power tools, door hardware, electrical items, whatever you're looking for that fix-em-up job or for that professional contractor. Let Henson Building Material go to work for you. You'll be proud to know them. You'll be proud to find out what they're all about over there. Many, many years of service. You know that team over there, Darren Honeycutt and his team have a combined 100-year of combined experience, so they know what they're doing. And you know something else that's winning them rave reviews is their customer service. They've got somebody there that can help you and answer the questions you might have. Duke Street, Forest City is the location. Henson's Building Material, more than just a lumber yard anymore. They're open from 7:30 to 5 o'clock Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturday. And by the way, if you need keys made, they can make those, even those special keys for your automobile. Talk to them about that. All right, where are we going next? We're going up to see if Steve got all of his snow raked up yesterday and shoveled off. Did you get all your snow gone?
I did. The sun melted it away in a matter of a few minutes. It didn't take long. But it was an interesting experience coming to work yesterday. Kind of unexpected and kind of a little bit fun. We all had some fun with it, except there were some folks that didn't have some fun, I don't think. The folks from Central Florida, the road team.
Oh, yeah.
They left a little early yesterday.
Oh, really?
I think they're supposed to leave today. I hope the snow didn't scare them off, because it really was a dusting. But anyway, yeah, they're gone, and some of the other teams will be leaving here shortly.
Well, you know how that Florida crowd is. You can't do anything with them.
I'm telling you, they call me high maintenance all the time. It's all good. We get through it. We get through each other. But we got some more warmer weather coming our way, and we're looking forward to it and all the things that go along with it. Our garden club that we started was it Tuesday. A lot of folks showed up, and it was a very successful first meeting. Had 18 people show up, and I was really surprised.
Yeah, that's great.
So that we're going to have some fun with it, I think. On the incident front, here we haven't, not much going on. Outside of the little bit of a snow issue we had yesterday, which we were contended with, no delays here. So everything was normal and no problems associated with it that we could see. So it was uneventful.
All right. I like it when it's quiet, don't you?
I do.
Listen,
I'll take it and run with it.
Yeah. Keep up the good work up there, and we'll check back in with you next time.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
See you, Steve. 27 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning, where we're 34 degrees right now, climbing up to about 67 for a daytime high, with wind gusting to 34 miles per hour. The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304. Let's talk about Bob Hodge this morning over at Hudlow Fire District. Bob, how you doing?
Oh, just fine over here this morning. Looks like the sun's going to come up good and bright this morning.
We're going to have a sunny day. It's a lot of wind, but a beautiful sunny Thursday.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a little chilly around the edges this morning,
yes,
but they talk like we're going to have a big warm-up by mid-afternoon, so maybe we will there.
I'm ready for that.
I'm ready to get back to springtime weather here, but it ain't going to be long till spring comes in. Let's see, what is it, Tuesday?
Yep, Tuesday.
Tuesday there, yeah. So maybe things will get back to, temperature will get back to normal for this time of year. But Jim, up here with the fire department during the night, it's been quiet. Hadn't had any fire calls. And let's see, West Point Baptist Church over here on Union Road will be having their Mission at Home giveaway project this coming Saturday morning. And they'll be starting off with a free breakfast from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. They'll be giving away food and clothes and firewood and have car service checks. And Jim, that's about it. It's running along quiet up here this morning.
All right, Bob, I do appreciate it, and have a great day.
Well, you too.
Thanks. See you now.
Bye-bye.
Bob Hodge reporting out of Hudlow this morning. It's 29 minutes after 7. And I want to tell you about Save a Lot Grocery, where you can save money in your grocery bill with this March special. Got a lot of March madness going on over there. Lean ground beef, $1.69 a pound. Assorted bone-in pork chops, 99 cents a pound. 24-pack Crystal drinking water, $1.99. Bag of Idaho potatoes, 2 for $5. That's a bag now. Idaho potatoes, 2 of them for $5. Cabbage, 29 cents. And a head of lettuce is only 88 cents. Those good prices, aren't they? Get these great deals and much more when you shop at Save a Lot Grocery. Price is good now through March 20th. That'll be next Tuesday. located there in White Oaks Plaza, Spindale. So take advantage of these specials while they're still active.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
I like that commercial. I don't think I've ever bought anything because that guy on television that starred on that TV show told me to buy it. I just never think I've ever done that. I like to shop with folks who are local. I can look at them face to face and eyeball to eyeball. So I like that commercial. 31 now past 7 o'clock. We're giving a big shout out to all the law enforcement officers. We thank you for your service. Keep up the good work, and we appreciate you. Now let's head over toward Cherry Mountain Fire District. That's where we'll find Sue Price. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
I am indeed.
Well, good. It's a nice morning. I'm a good bit cooler than you. I started out at 20 degrees this morning, so.
Go ahead, that is cool.
But we'd be glad for it to warm up some around lunchtime. That'd be nice.
Would indeed.
Well, let's see. I think the fire department answered one wreck call. I have no birthdays on my church calendar. On my personal calendar, I've got Kent Dorsey, so happy birthday to Kent. Hope he'll have a good one today. Nothing on Fairviews, and First Broad has a birthday for Kaylin Hun, so I hope she's going to have a good day today. And in my announcements, Monday night at the Golden Valley Community Club, we have invited the Democrat candidates running. Hadn't had any response, but we're looking forward to some of them coming out. So that'll be at 7 o'clock at the community club. Just come on out and meet the candidates if they show up. We hope they will. And as far as I know, that is the only announcement I have. It's just quiet and calm over this way. Looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Is that a forum just for the Democrats?
Well, I think he invited the Republicans, or didn't get any responses, so I don't know who will show up. Yeah. We just, whatever happens.
Whoever shows up will be there, right?
Whoever shows up will have a chance to talk.
All right. So thank you for that. You have a great day.
You too, Jim.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
33 minutes after 7.
One of the hottest things going on in automobile world today is the fuel-efficient Ford Escape from Sisk Family Ford. You get more value for your money with the Ford Escape, and you'll appreciate the comfort and the value in this remarkable automobile. Try one on for comfort today at Sisk Family Ford, and whenever you need top-of-the-line service on any automobile you own, be sure to bring it to the experts at Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Now our circle around the county brings us to Union Mills for the Kelly report this morning, and Brenda Kelly's on the phone to give us that report. Good morning, Brenda Kelly.
Good morning, Mr. Jim Bishop. How are you on this terrific Thursday?
Terrific. Tremendous Thursday.
Tremendous, okay. And it's looking good so far. I don't see any snowflakes.
You had a pretty good dose of it yesterday, did you?
Well, yeah,
it covered everything, the trees and the bushes in the yard, but I'd say a half an inch or less, but I don't think it was an inch. But it was pretty. But I'm glad it's gone.
They had 18 inches of snow on Mount Mitchell yesterday, and wind, humongous wind. It was just tremendously blowing yesterday, about 40 miles per hour wind, accompanied by the snow, and 7 to 10 degrees weather.
I'm glad it was them and not me.
I'd hated to have been on top of Mount Mitchell at that time.
I'm definitely.
I do enjoy going there, but
it's been
a long time since I've been to Mount Mitchell.
And Grandfather's Mountain too.
Yeah, I like Grandfather's Mountain too.
Yeah. Let's see. Me and my daughter went up there. The year that Donald had on his birthday, it was happened to be Labor Day. It was September the 5th, 2 years ago, I reckon, because he'd been dead almost just like a few days being a year. And I told her I didn't want to sit here at the house on his birthday, so we went to Grandfather's Mountain.
Did you walk on the swinging bridge?
I did, but I have to look, excuse me, straight out at the treetops. If I look down, I get sick. I don't like heights, but I try to, look at something eye level so I don't.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I forget where I was at here just recently, and I said, "Oh, I know. I went to see Brother Ernie Cole in the hospital, and he was up on fourth floor, I think. And I looked down. I said, "Ooh, I can't stand this," so I didn't look down no more. And when I look down, when I'm up like that, it's like everything's moving.
Yeah. So you wouldn't want to go to the Empire State Building, would you?
I reckon not. Although I've been up on the Washington Monument, I've climbed up and down that thing I don't know how many times. But you can't see out, I don't think, till you get to the top.
Yeah, I think that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Faye has that same deal. I can't get her to go across that swinging bridge at Grandfather Mountain. She won't go with me. And she don't like heights either. She don't like any kind of height. That's why I'm so short.
You ain't got no sense, Jim Bishop. Well, that's all right. So, see, everybody was made for somebody. Oh, me.
What's been going on up there?
Well, I don't know of a whole lot. I've got the same temperature that Sue had. I've got 20 degrees on the front porch. Birthdays today. We got J. Don Philowa, Dana Moore, and Abby Withers. I don't have any on round here, so we hope these people have a great old big day on their special day. And in ways of announcements, we got a country breakfast buffet Saturday, March the 24th from 7 to 10 a.m. And this will be at the White House Community Center at 5408 Painters Gap Road, Union Mills. Adults is $6, children 6 to 12 is $3, under 6 is free, and they've got all this good food for breakfast, and then all proceeds go to upkeep the building and grounds, and they say thank you for your support, and you can rent their building for $50 a day, and you can contact Myra Durkett, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, at 828-288-6271, or Lewis Gordon at 828-545-7161. And they'll fix you up if you want to rent their building for $50 a day. And other than that, I don't have nothing.
All righty. Well, stay warm. I can't believe y'all as cold as you are. We're 34 and y'all at 20 degrees?
Yeah, I'm 20. Well, see, you're down there where all the asphalt is and more vehicles and exhaust and stuff, and that makes it warmer.
Yeah, we got a lot of hot air running around here, too.
That's exactly right. Hey, who won that thing in Philadelphia that between the Democrats and the not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
Still too close to call, really.
Is it? Okay, I didn't know I was.
Have to wait on absentee ballots and all those kind of things to be counted and verified, but it's still too close to call.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
The Democrat had more votes than the Republican did.
Yeah. But they ain't got them all counted yet, have they?
That's right. Still too close to call. I don't know. It's the closest one. They didn't expect it to be that close, I don't think.
Well, surprises happen.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Listen, you have a great day up there.
You have a good one. We'll catch you later.
Thanks, brother. Bye-bye. Union Mills checking in this morning. Well, over over near Bostic area, between Bostic and Sunshine, you'll find one of my favorite stores. That's Washburn General Store, continuing to serve the community after over almost 200 years now. The oldest continuously family-owned and operated retail store in North Carolina. It's located right here in our own county. And while Washburn General Store has that distinction and has become a tourist destination over the years, those of us here in this community love to go there as well. Simply the place to go and visit. Items sold in the store are locally sourced as possible, North Carolina made as possible, but all U.S. of A. made. The honey, molasses, jams, jellies are purchased from Western North Carolina Farmers Market in Asheville. They made Africans made in the region and are also available, as well as candles from Seagrove. All the community chains, the store name never has changed. Washburn General Store. Visit it sometime, and they always have candy. Always have candy. It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. Now we're checking in over in Ellenboro, North Carolina, U.S. of A., over close to the Cleveland County line. Here is Luther Gilligan. Top of the day to you, sir.
Yes, day to you, mate. We just here waiting on the sun to come up.
Well, it's coming. I can sense it. I can feel it in my bones.
Oh, well, it's never Uncle Bud could smell it.
Yeah, he could smell the snow, couldn't he?
I feel it in my bones too when it's just shining on to me.
Yeah,
shining up against the brick wall and lay up against that brick wall, and it's nice and warm.
Yeah.
It feels good to the bone.
Those folks who have aches and pains in the bones, they can tell when it's going to be cold weather and rainy too. They feel that coming.
Yeah, the arthritis hurts worse than days. Take my word for it. But it's going to be a good day. It's starting out quiet this morning. I hope it stays quiet. We're going there and we're going to have a good time today. Let's see. Don't have anything. See, the fire department had one field fire, had one medical call. Other than that, they're quiet this morning. Nothing going on with them. Let's hear we want to wish happy birthday to Hannah Blanton. She's having one. And Ginger Marshall's having a birthday today. And also Greg Marshall. And Kelly Beam down here, she's having a birthday today. So hope these people all have a great day and enjoy their day. But well, I'm going to have a good day. And I hope you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
We'll keep it straight in the road over there, and I'll see you next time.
All right, take care
now.
All right,
bye. That's Luther Gilligan reporting out of Ellenboro this morning, where it's always nice and friendly to visit the little town and east of here. Now it's time for birthdays and anniversaries. If you want to call that in to us now, you can do that at 287-3356. And we will give away some Daylight Donuts from Granny B's here in just a few moments. So be sure you call your birthdays in, 287-3356. And we're going to ring-a-ding-a-ling over Audrey Allman over at Drop-In Store there in Bostic. We're going to put her on the radio here in just a moment, as soon as we make contact with her, and see what good news Audrey's got for us this morning from Drop-In Store there in Bostic. Audrey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, Jim. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's cold enough for you over there?
It is.
But I'll bet
sure is.
But I'll bet you had it nice and warm inside the store.
Yeah, we do.
Yes,
sir.
Hot coffee to boot, right?
Yes, sir.
What kind of good food you got over there this morning on special?
Well, we got a good liver mush biscuit this morning for 99 cents, and that will run through the complete month of March. So, that's a real good deal. We got some good gravy and biscuits, and she's cooking up some of the best country ham probably in town.
Boy, I bet you can smell that for a mile, can't you?
Yes, you can.
Somebody's telling me about that country ham. It's pretty thick and it's great ham.
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad my arms are not long enough to reach over there and grab one of those biscuits.
That's right. You'll have to give somebody a call, tell them to drop in and pick you up something this morning.
The hours are convenient, 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. And I like the fact that the store has maintained a lot of its ambiance from when Sammy had the store, but it's expanded and added a lot more to it, including that deli. But you got a lot of the favorite meats that people used to love to get, like steaks and pork chops, roast, and my favorite, filet mignon. And Sammy still does some work over it, does he?
Yeah, actually, he's here this morning, and he wanted me to make sure I mentioned we were running ground chuck on sale. Started yesterday for $2.69 a pound, and that special will run through Wednesday of next week.
Wow, that's a good price.
Yes, it is.
Personal service like nobody else gives you. That's a drop in there in Boston. I'll tell you, folks over that way are really proud to have you guys in town and to be able to take that store over and offer so many different specials, so many different offerings that they're so proud to have it. It's so convenient between Boston and Sunshine, and folks are coming in and enjoying breakfast, and they have a lunch, and they can have dinner and take home stuff for dinner at night. You got it all covered, Audrey.
Yes, sir, and I'd just like to throw in there, if I can, too, Jim, we're running a special on 2-liter Pepsis and Mountain Dews right now for 99 cents. And that special is throughout all of our drop-in stores, too, here in the county.
It's a good price on that.
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope you'll keep us posted on all those specials like that. We'll check in with you from time to time. I love talking with you, Audrey. You're a nice, refreshing person to talk to in the morning. You got a great personality, and I enjoyed meeting you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's Audrey Allman. She's the manager of Drop-In Store there in Bostic. And drop in over there and see them and take a load of some of those specials. That country ham sounds mighty fine, doesn't it? That bologna biscuit.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today. While they're fresh, they're good, they're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday goes out this morning to Jaden Philal and Dana Moore and Abby Withers. I want to wish all these folks a happy birthday. Todd's got a list. He's running back here to the Blue Room with it. Sunday, who's going to win some donuts here in a minute. Peyton Owens is 2, had a birthday yesterday. And Isabella Manis is 1 over at Rutherfordton. So wishing these folks a happy birthday. And we're giving a shout out to all the law enforcement officers today. We thank you for your services. And thank you for being out there and putting your life on the line for all of us. We thank you. And we'll find out who's going to win the donuts here in just a moment.
A husband who had been married for some time was asked the secret of his successful marriage. He thought for a few moments and then stated that 2 evenings were set aside each week for dining out. They find a quiet place with soft music, candlelight, and good food. After the meal, a slow walk home is helpful. A friend was about to interrupt when the husband ended his comments by saying, "My wife goes on Tuesdays, and I go on Fridays." On a more serious note, marital harmony should be the goal for each married couple. God intended marriage to be a safe haven from the struggles and the difficulties of life. It was intended to be a model of love and fidelity between a man and a woman whom God had joined together. Obviously, not all marriages are like that, but it can still be the goal. Disharmony and disputes often revolve around matters that don't have serious consequences. Forgetting to record a check in the checkbook, not putting clothes in their proper places, being a couch potato after supper, or differences in the discipline of children all seem very important at the time, but are they worth the friction and the rancor that frequently occur? If strife describes the relationship between you and your spouse, how important are the issues that divide you? Are two intelligent people not able to resolve them? Are you holding on to your rights for pride's sake only? I encourage you to ask God to help you build the kind of marriage He wants you to have. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
And our donuts winner this morning is Peyton Owens, 2-year-old, has a birthday. We'll wish Peyton a happy birthday. Now we'll have a certificate over here for you. Peyton, he's 2 years old, so borrow your family car and drive on over here, pick up that certificate, and take it over to Granny B. She'll fix you right up with some Daylight Donuts. They're coming next hour on the morning wake-up call. We're happy to welcome Dr. Bob back to the Blue Room this morning, taking your calls on questions about your health and what's ailing you, and he has a natural solution to some of those, and he'll talk to you about that. And we'll look forward to having you. Matter of fact, you could call right now. Your questions, if you like to, we'll take them and put them in the order that they come in. So that's 287-3356, and we'll take your calls. Now, coming up tomorrow night, Friday night, we continue with our NCAA action. UNC takes on Lipscomb. That's tomorrow afternoon, actually, and we'll join it right after rush. So whether it be still in the pregame, and we'll get to that game tomorrow, and then depends on if they win tomorrow night. They'll play Sunday. It's best I understand. These schedules sort of get all bumfuzzled when we're not sure who's going to win, who's going to lose. But as of right now, if Carolina wins Friday, they will play Sunday. Don't know who they'll play, but it'll be somebody that knows how to bounce the ball.
Take out the papers and the trash, or you don't get no spending cash. If you don't scrub that kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more.
Don't talk back.
Just finish cleaning up your room. Let's see that stuff fly with that broom. Get all that garbage out of sight, or you don't go out Friday night. Yeah.
Don't talk back.
You just put on your coat and hat and walk yourself to the laundry mat. And when you finish doing that, bring in the dog and put out the cat.
Don't talk back. Don't talk back.
Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak, yakety yak.
WNCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. The General Assembly's Chief Administrator announced Wednesday training will be offered to all 170 lawmakers through an online video about sexual harassment. Senate Minority Leader Dan Blue tells the News and Observer of Raleigh.
I think we need a firm policy clearly relating to sexual harassment, and it needs to be transparent, and it needs to clearly indicate that we will not tolerate any level of harassment.
Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe could be fired before his retirement becomes effective this weekend. Sources tell CBS News that an ethics investigator concluded that McCabe demonstrated a lack of candor when talking with FBI officials about the Hillary Clinton email investigation. More from CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reed.
Sources tell CBS News that ethics officials at the FBI have recommended that McCabe be fired because he was not fully forthcoming about whether he shared information with the media about the investigation into the Clinton Foundation. Now, those familiar with McCabe's side of the story, though, say in his position he was authorized to talk to reporters.
CBS's Major Garrett at the White House tells us the shakeup of President Trump's senior staff and cabinet members may be leading to a purge that would take down a chief of staff, a national security advisor, and up to 3 cabinet secretaries.
This is an unprecedented situation, even by the chaotic standards of the Trump administration, and to call it a distraction would be an understatement. What ultimately happens depends on President Trump's volatile mood and available, willing replacements.
A 17-year-old was charged Wednesday after he was found with a gun at Garner Magnet High School in Wake County. Federal officials have discovered a North Carolina veteran is not dead yet. 81-year-old Charles Coville of Fayetteville was surprised to learn that he'd been declared dead by the Veterans Affairs Department last month. You're listening to NCN News.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Okay, in less than 30 seconds, I know I can make you hungry. Ready? Here we go. Chicken breast, chicken wing, drumstick, pulled pork barbecue, potato salad, coleslaw, sweet iced tea. I don't know about you, but I'm starving. Where am I going? I'm headed to Smithfield's.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
I'm Patrick Johnson with this week's Undaunted ECU Spotlight. It shines on women's lacrosse player Sam Caputo from Middle Creek High School. The freshman midfielder is helping to write history at ECU as a contributing member in the program's inaugural season. At the midway point this spring, Sam has tallied 3 goals and an assist, while in the classroom she's achieved a 3.8 GPA for the fall semester. East Carolina celebrates Sam Caputo of Apex and all of our Undaunted student athletes. For the latest on ECU athletics, visit ECUPirates.com.
Governor Roy Cooper will appoint members this week to a combined elections and ethics board, even though he believes a panel is still unconstitutional. The sister of church murderer Dylan Roof was arrested yesterday at a high school in Columbia, South Carolina for being in possession of marijuana, pepper spray, and a knife. WLTX reporter J.O. Berry says 18-year-old Morgan Roof also posted a comment on Snapchat about yesterday's school walkouts in support of stricter gun laws and safer schools that alarmed other students.
In the post, she wrote that she hoped the walkout was a trap and that students would be shot. She was arrested and taken to the Richland County Jail, where bond was set at $5,000. She was also ordered to stay away from AC Flora High School.
A tweet from a Wilson student during Wednesday's National Walkout Day went viral because of the number of people who participated in the walkout with him. 0. Justin Blackman walked out of a class at Wilson Preparatory Academy to protest gun violence, but when he got outside, he realized out of the 700 students at the school, he was the only one participating. He said,
"Hello, Twitter. There's going to be like 6 people watching this, hopefully. That's about it. But it's National Walkout Day. I'm the only one in my school out here. No one here but me."
Russia says British diplomats should now be packing. Larry Miller has more.
Russia says it will soon expel British diplomats in retaliation for the UK kicking out 23 of its London embassy staff. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov labels as insane British allegations the Kremlin ordered a former Russian spy to be attacked with a banned nerve agent. The White House says it stands with Britain. France agrees Moscow is behind the attack and says it will decide in the coming days what action to take against Russia. Larry Miller, CBS News, London.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
We are country at its best with a blend of yesterday's memories. WCAB, Rutherfordton.
News. I'm Sherry Preston. Toys R Us is done. The retailer now saying it's filing for bankruptcy. It'll start winding down operations at every single one of its U.S. stores. ABC's Alex Stone says employees got the heads up.
There was a time not that long ago when Toys R Us was king. But now, like so many older retailers, it just can't keep up. On an employee conference call, the CEO of Toys R Us telling workers it will probably shut down all of its stores, impacting tens of thousands of jobs.
President Trump tweeting this morning welcoming in his new chief economic advisor, CNBC commentator Larry Kudlow, who's ABC's Karen Travers.
There is no timing yet on when Larry Kudlow will formally step into the role as President Trump's top economic advisor. The White House says they're working to have an orderly transition. Kudlow is a big proponent of tax cuts as a way to stimulate and maximize economic growth. He helped craft the Trump administration's tax plan that the president signed into law late last year. But on the president's latest steel and aluminum tariffs, Kudlow disagreed with the administration's approach. The president said Tuesday that Kudlow had come around on this issue.
The House has passed a new school safety bill. Here's ABC's Victor Okendo.
This $500 million bill would fund training and other initiatives that would enhance school safety and implement some added security measures such as metal detectors, stronger locks, and emergency notifications for schools that would notify law enforcement of emergencies. But this bill does not address gun control. Democrats say that more needs to be done. Still, it passed by an overwhelming majority.
Investigators are now looking for the cause of a jet crash that killed 2 Navy pilots near Key West. ABC's Martha Raddatz.
The aviators were found just a mile from the aircraft in the water. Both were declared dead after arriving at a Florida hospital. President Trump responding to the tragedy, tweeting, "Please join me with your thoughts and prayers for both aviators, their families, and our incredible U.S. Navy."
This is ABC News.
Hey, my name's Brant. You ever make a change and then wonder, why didn't I do this a long time ago? That's what's happening for thousands of people with regard to their health care. They're joining Medishare, and then they're wondering, why didn't I already do this? For most members, it costs less than half what they were paying for their old health plan. There's a huge provider network, too. You can customize your plan, and this is awesome. Medishare members can go online with a doctor 24/7. So if you need a prescription for the flu or something, it's so convenient for you and your family. So yeah, this is one of those why did I wait on this things. And if you don't love your current health plan, you're not stuck with it. You can join Medishare anytime. By the way, to give you an idea, the typical savings for a family, about $500 a month. It just makes so much sense. Check it out. They're super easy to talk to. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
Eyes on Russia today as it decides how to react after the British Prime Minister decided to throw nearly 24 diplomats out of the country. ABC's Taylor Moran in London.
Tensions are escalating between the United Kingdom and Russia, and more broadly between the West and Russia. This morning, the Kremlin is telling us that Vladimir Putin himself will decide soon how to retaliate after the UK's tough response in holding Russia responsible for that chemical weapons attack in Salisbury last week.
That poisoning has left a former Russian spy and his daughter in critical condition. President apparently admitting that he made up some facts when talking to another head of state. ABC's Sharon Reed.
The Washington Post says it's obtained audio from President Trump's speech at a Missouri fundraiser where he talked about making things up during a meeting last year with Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The paper reports Trump told his supporters he repeatedly complained to Trudeau about a multi-billion-dollar trade deficit with Canada without knowing whether it was true. According to the Post, the Office of the United States Trade Representative says the U.S. actually has a trade surplus with Canada. Sharon Reed, ABC News.
And there are some worries about the sky falling. Almost. China lost control of a space station back in 2016, and its orbit has been decaying ever since. It's now expected to start falling out of the sky in early April. Nobody's quite sure where. This is ABC News.
It's time to join the millions of people using Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature. Hey Zoom, start meeting. Huddle happy. Visit zoom.us to set up your free Zoom room trial today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
We're starting off awfully cold this morning with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. We expect a strong wind today that ushers in warmer air. It's partly to mostly sunny. The high temperature in the mid to upper 60s. Tonight it's mostly clear to partly cloudy. No freezing temperatures. The lows only in the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow is partly cloudy. It's still mild. We're going to push into the mid 60s, maybe around the Charlotte area, seeing around 70 for the high. And there's a chance for light rain Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Bring on the sunshine. That's what I can say. Bring on the sunshine. However, when it gets up to 67 today, it's not going to feel like that because the wind's going to be gusting to about 34 miles per hour. So it's going to feel a lot cooler than 67. But that sun sure will feel good. If you get behind where the wind's not blowing and standing in the sun, it's going to be nice. And then toward the weekend on Saturday, partly cloudy with scattered showers developing. About 40% chance, highs around 61. We'll still have that gusts of 21 miles per hour. Then on Saturday night, lows around 47. No snow in the forecast anywhere around here. Sunday, partly cloudy with isolated showers. Highs around 69 with a 20% chance of some isolated showers. 20 and 20 for Sunday and Sunday night. So it's pretty good weather. We're going to deal with some rain coming up Monday, about a 50-50 chance, and a lot of wind, but the sun's going to shine on the foothills tonight. Not tonight, but today. Sun, anyway, you know what I'm saying. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock, congratulations to Peyton Owens. He's 2 years old, was turned 2 years old yesterday, and he's won those donuts from Granny B's. And we're giving a big shout-out to all the law enforcement officers. Guys and gals, thank you so very much for your services, and we appreciate you being willing to put your life on the line for us. So we'll give you a big salute and a big thank you, and I hope all of our listeners will. If they see you today, they'll thank you as well. We got a lot to pack in this hour, including Dr. Bob in at 8:35 to talk about Dr. Bob's grocery store medicine and healthy life anecdotes. And he'll take your questions. If you have questions, you want to call those in to us now. Todd standing by out there to take your call at 287-3356. Also, we do not have a Be Kind to for tomorrow nor Saturday. If you want to do a birthday for tomorrow, Saturday for a Be Kind to, you can call that in to Todd as well. We're empty-handed tomorrow and Saturday. So birthdays, Be Kind to for tomorrow, Saturday can be called in now, 287-3356. News from here and there right after these words.
Coming to the Foundation Performing Arts Center in Spindale, Isothermal Community College welcomes Hotel California, the original tribute band to the Eagles. On Saturday, March 17th at 7:30 p.m., come celebrate the recreated sound of the Eagles since 1986. Sing along with well-known favorites like Life in the Fast Lane. Hotel California. Take it easy. And Heartache Tonight. For tickets, contact the Foundation box office, open Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 286-9990. Again, that's 286-9990. Or online at foundationshows.org.
Try H&R Block this tax season and pay half what you paid your other guy last year. That's expert tax prep and a maximum refund guaranteed for half the cost. Walk in or make an appointment at hrblock.com. Get your taxes won.
Subject to $125 minimum charge. Last year's receipt required. Limited time offer. Participating locations only.
If you have tax questions, we have answers. Visit the H&R Block in Rutherford County today.
Now let's look at some stories being published and printed by other sources. The Daily Courier is writing about a man charged with car break-ins. You remember that story? We went to the funeral home and started breaking in automobiles and some gunshots. Well, they've got him. The suspect, officers believe, broke into motor vehicles in the parking lots of a church and funeral home in Forest City on Wednesday, February 28th, is in the Rutherford County Slammer under a $75,000 secured bond. Joel Wilson, Jr. of Southern Spring in Shelby was arrested by deputies with the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office Tuesday in Shelby. Forest City Police Chief Jay Jackson confirmed that on Wednesday. Wilson is charged with 5 counts of breaking and entering motor vehicle and 4 counts of misdemeanor larceny. Wilson has been a person of interest in the case since February 28th, when cars were broken into at First United Methodist Church and at Paget and King Funeral Home in Forest City at approximately 7 p.m. A family friend's visitation was being held at Paget and King when an employee of the funeral home told police a person in a dark Honda fired shots at him during the bottom area of the parking lot as he was responding to a suspicious person report. Another person going to her vehicle after the visitation said she saw suspicious activity at her vehicle and reported it to the funeral home personnel. The employee, who asked not to be identified, the morning following the incident was walking toward the car of a suspect that was possible involved in breaking and entering the 3 vehicles in the funeral home parking lot. Women's purses and at least one cell phone were taken from the cars at the funeral home. It did not appear purchases were taken from the church parking lot. However, smaller items such as flashlights were missing. They do have him in the slammer this morning. Good work, guys. Well, hundreds of students walked out of class yesterday as a protest or commemoration of, or whatever, call attention to kind of thing, in the anniversary of the shooting. Our students at East Rutherford did something more mature. They had an assembly together to commemorate the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. As students across the nation walked out, our students at East High School chose to stay in, honoring the lives lost and making a plea for change in their own way. Student body president Holly Sherburne said, "I understand how helpless you feel in this reality." It was a school-wide hour-long assembly organized by the Student Government Association. Obviously, there's no easy, quick-fix solution. However, there are actions that we can take to prevent violence at East Rutherford. We're young and we're growing up fast, and they want to work together to find some ways to help with that. It's our responsibility, they say, to fix the mentality that accepts this mass murder as a norm. What followed were 17 steps they could take as students to make ERHS a safer place. These suggestions encourage kindness over criticism and urge students to take practical action, like not opening locked school doors for strangers and reporting suspicious activity. They also spoke to students suffering from mental health issues and advocating for counseling and professional help. "No, you're not alone," she said. "Yes, we all feel this way. No, you won't feel like this forever, but yes, the world is a better place with you in it." So I think that's a wise, smart thing they did at East Rutherford High School. Rather than getting out, being paid to march and carry signs all over the city, these folks are coming together and talking about this is what we need to do to keep sure it doesn't happen anymore. Our own attitudes, our own working together, our own friendship, our own love for each other, those kind of things. Smart students at East Rutherford High School. Don't know if any of those schools did anything or not, but that's the story. Meanwhile, 2 Forest City teenagers have been arrested by Forest City police officers facing numerous charges. According to Police Chief Jay Jackson, the teens were in a vehicle approximately 12 p.m. Tuesday when witnesses reported gunshots were being fired from the vehicle near Dogwood Lane in Forest City. No one was hit. According to Chief Jackson, he said the shots came from the car window. Arrested soon after hearing the reports of shots fired were Darren Akil Brown, 16 of MacArthur Street in Forest City, and Ezekiel Lee Suber, 19 of Forest City. They were stopped in a vehicle near Oak and Gulf Streets, said Jackson. Brown is charged with simple possession of a controlled substance, a discharging of a firearm, and 2 counts of possession with intent to manufacture, sell, deliver a controlled substance. He was released with an $8,000 secured bond. Suber is charged with maintaining a vehicle, dwelling place for a controlled substance, simple possession of a controlled substance, and 2 counts of possession with intent to manufacture, sell, deliver a controlled substance. He's also charged with discharging a firearm. He was released on a $11,000 secured bond. 2 young people starting out on a wrong path. The lives will be messed up for a long time. They have a record. They have a record now. Sad note. Well, a whopping 12 to 15 inches of snow fell at Mount Mitchell State Park since midnight, making for about 18 inches of total snow accumulation, according to park officials. Wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour accompanied that snow, and not so balmy temperatures of 7 to 10 degrees. So if you were up there, you know this. The rest of us were not, thank goodness. At 6,684 feet, Mount Mitchell is the highest peak of the Appalachian Mountains and the highest point east of the Mississippi River. The mountain is near Burnsville in Yancey County, about 19 miles northeast of Asheville via US 321 north and Interstate 40 west. The mountain is nearly 130 miles northwest of Charlotte. Mount Mitchell's record 24-hour snowfall was set during the storm of the century in March of 1993 when 36 inches fell. State Weather Committee meeting for the first time since it was formed more than 10 years ago earlier determined last year that only 21 inches had fallen. According to the Associated Press, it was reported that the record had been broken with a 41-inch measurement for the 24-hour period, but they've determined that was not the case at all. Meanwhile, over at McDowell County, sheriff's deputies are looking for an Old Fort man who's been reported missing and is also a probation absconder. Jonathan Wayne Rowland, 45 of Campground Road, was last seen on January 28th. His family reported him missing Friday, March 9th. Rowland is on probation and has absconded supervision by failing to inform his probation officer of his whereabouts. Rowland is described as a white male who stands 6 feet tall and weighs approximately 185 pounds. He has brown eyes and is balding with some grayish-brown hair and a grayish-brown beard. If you see anybody that fits that description, they want you to call the local officials. They'll help you get in touch with the right source. Meanwhile, a forum called Keeping Schools Safe will be meeting Saturday night, 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock at Glenwood Baptist Church, Bostic Sunshine Highway. Various leaders of the community will be there to focus on things that can be done or what has been done for the safety of our students. 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, I told you mentioned yesterday, it's concerning that we have folks in leadership in our universities like this, but a religious studies major was barred from Christianity class at Indiana University of Pennsylvania for saying during class that there are only two genders. Lake Ingle, a senior at the university, said he was silenced and punished by the university professor Allison Downey for questioning her during a February 28th Christianity 481 Self, Sin, and Salvation lecture. Was what that was all about, self, sin, and salvation. After showing a 50-minute TED Talk by transgender ex-pastor Paula Stone Williams discussing the reality of mansplaining, sexism from men, and male privilege, the professor asked the women in the class to share their thoughts. When no women in the class said anything, Ingle spoke up, challenging the professor on biology and the gender wage gap. He told the class that the official view of biologists is that there are only two genders. The feminist professor booted him from class and asked him never to come back again. She referred him to the public university's Academic Integrity Board. Ingle needs to complete the class to graduate at the end of the semester. She's kicked him out because he said there's only two genders. The provost, Timothy Moreland, told Ingle in a March 2 letter, "You are barred from attending this class in accordance with the classroom disruption policy." Ingle said what the professor did was unconstitutional. "My professor is violating my First Amendment rights because of the fact that my views and ideology is different from hers. So she took it on herself to silence and embarrass me, bully me for speaking up in class." Downey accused the conservative libertarian student of disrespectful objection, refusal to stop talking out of turn, angry outbursts in response to being required to listen to a trans speaker discuss the reality of white male privilege and sexism. Ingle doesn't see this as a transgender women's rights or wage issue, but rather as a free speech and an example of the constant misuse of intellectual power at universities. So they'll get to the bottom of that. When you see that kind of misuse of power, you wonder how much of that's going on in our universities around the country. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock here this morning on WCAB. Dr. Bob's in at 8:35 this morning. Right now, let's hear this. Here's a date you will want to remember, March 16th and 17th. Why is that date important? Well, because Henson Building Material is having a spring cleaning sale. Boy, is this a big one. They will be selling doors, windows, cabinets, coal lumber, damaged plywood, paint, and miscellaneous hardware. The sale is Friday, March 16th from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. and Saturday, March 17th, 8 a.m. until 11 a.m. All sales are final, but boy, what an opportunity to get super deals during the spring cleaning sale. Put it on your calendar or put it in your smartphone, but just remember that's March 16th and 17th at Henson Building Material, Duke Street, Forest City. All sale items will be heavily discounted. That starts tomorrow over at Henson. Be sure to go there and take a real advantage of some of that stuff they've got on sale.
Our sheriff, Chris Francis, is running for re-election May the 8th, and he is the only candidate who knows the office of sheriff from the ground up. Under his command, the last 7+ years, he has displayed leadership and management skills and has established a professional department. Morale is the best in years, and the crime rate is down. Sheriff Francis is a native of Rutherford County. He has a B.S. degree in criminal justice and has a sterling reputation in the county and amongst his peers. Give Sheriff Francis and his deputies a vote of confidence for the job well done on May the 8th. Paid for by Ken and Kathy Staggs.
Did you know that Rutherford County's largest pediatrics practice has 5 providers to serve the children and youth of this area? And even better, Rutherford Children's Care is welcoming new patients. With 3 physicians and 2 mid-level providers, the group is available to examine, diagnose, and treat patients from birth to age 18. Rutherford Children's Care is conveniently located at 162 Commercial Drive in Forest City, just behind Big Dave's Restaurant. To schedule an appointment, call Rutherford Children's Care at 828-287-9325. Hey, listen, if you have a bunch of land covered with trees and you want to develop that land, or you want to make some money from those trees, call Bristol Industries. They'll buy all types of standing timber. Get a good price from the company that's been in business over 30 years. They've served all of western North Carolina. And if you have acres of standing timber, call Barry Ellenberg and Jacob Schufert. You might as well get top dollar for your trees, right? Jacob and Barry are trained in this business, and all the loggers are insured, and you'll be dealing with a reputable company. Call Bristol Industries, Bridgewater Chip Plant at 828-584-3335. Again, that's Bristol Industries, Bridgewater Chip Plant at 828-584-3335. Now here is Sheriff Chris Francis with our report.
The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 138 calls for service. There have been 7 arrests. Currently incarcerated, we have 173. Among those arrests, Philip Winston Lefford, 51-year-old white male, was charged with failure to comply, received a $240 cash bond. Christopher James Hurt, 29-year-old white male of Boston, was charged with felony larceny, received a $2,000 bond. Tony Lee Owens, 51-year-old white male of Ellenboro, was charged with DWI, drinking beer or wine while driving, carrying a concealed gun, received a $500 secure bond. Tucker Aaron Henderson, 23-year-old white male, was charged with probation violation, received a $5,000 secure bond. Among the incidents, we had an ID theft of Fairground Road in Spindale. Someone was making false checks and attempted to cash scene. We had another ID theft on Stony Drive there in Ruston. Someone applied for credit cards in the victim's name. We had a misdemeanor larceny and felony larceny on High Shoals Church Road. Someone took a storage building without permission. It was a 10 by 16 barn style, brown in color, about at $2,500. It also had $200 worth of clothing and miscellaneous items inside. We had a break-in and larceny on Malden Way in Lake Lure, where Xbox 360 and a flat-screen 18-inch TV was taken. We had a break-in on State Line Road. Nothing was missing in that particular incident, but there was a faucet that was damaged. And we had a larceny of a motor vehicle on Downing Circle in Forest City. It was a 2002 champagne color Honda Accord valued at $2,500. Jim, that's what we had to report today.
Hi, this is Tammy with the Home Medical Department at Smith's Drugs of Forest City. We have a 10-in-1 flip pillow that will help with comfort for sleeping or reading and can be used to elevate the knees, and it can help ease back, muscles, and is hypoallergenic for $34.99. Come see us at the Home Medical Department at Smith's Drugs in Forest City, 139 East Main Street.
NCN Sports. I'm Josh Zach. NC Central got back to the first four for the second year in a row, that despite losing all of last year's starters. But they couldn't keep up with Texas Southern in what was considered to be this year's national championship of historically black college basketball teams. DeMonte Jefferson, all 5'7" of him, scored 25 points and grabbed 8 rebounds to lead number 16 seed Texas Southern in a rout of the Eagles 64-46. Rashawn Davis led Central with 19 points. He and Jordan Perkins were first-timers in the tournament. Perkins talked about the experience and what he learned from it.
Just getting better. Coach Moden told me, it's all about getting better. So next year we plan to be back with a better mindset, coming to win games. I feel like we were here to win games, but we didn't deliver like we were supposed to. Next year it'll be a different story.
Southern became the first team with a losing record to win a tournament game. The Tigers started this season 0-13 and didn't win a game till January 1st. Now they move on to face number 1 seed Xavier on Friday. Freshman O'Shea Brissett had a double-double and led Syracuse's second-half comeback. And the Orange, the last team to make the tournament, held on for a win over Arizona State last night in the first four, 60-56 the final. The 11th seed Syracuse will play 6th seed TCU Friday in Detroit in the Midwest region. Duke and NC State in play this afternoon in the Midwest as well. The 2 seed Blue Devils will play 15 seed Iona at 2:45 in Pittsburgh. And the 9 seed Wolfpack taking on 8 seed Seton Hall in a 4:30 tip-off in Wichita. Albert Freeman on state getting back to the tourney after a 2-year drought.
We got to enjoy it at the end of the day. A lot of people don't get to play in this during this time of year. We really can't just take this opportunity for granted. So, it's just basketball at the end of the day, man. Nobody should be, stressed and tight.
Greensboro also in action in the West region. They'll play 4 seed Gonzaga in Boise, and also in Idaho, Atlantic 10 winner Davidson. They're the 12 seed in the South and will play 5 seed Kentucky in Boise. This is NCN Sports.
The Powerade State Games of North Carolina are coming this June to the Piedmont Triad. Registration is open for athletes of all ages and skill levels in 24 different sports. The Powerade State Games feature 13,000 athletes and 700 teams. Don't miss out on the largest sports festival of the year. Visit PoweradeStateGames.org today. The Powerade State Games are brought to you by BB&T, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, and Lowe's Foods. For more information, visit PoweradeStateGames.org.
Who is the North Carolina High School Athletic Association?
We're dedicated educators, coaches, and mentors.
We are over 200,000 student athletes.
We are 413 member high schools from small towns and big cities, anywhere from Murphy to Manteo.
We're your neighbors and friends that put on the striped shirts and officiate the games you love every week.
We are making a difference in building leaders of communities and this nation for the next generation.
Who are we? We are high school. We are the NCHSAA.
The Carolina Panthers have traded cornerback Darryl Worley to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for wide receiver Torrey Smith. Drafted in the second round by Baltimore in 2011, Smith has played 7 seasons in the NFL with the Ravens, San Francisco, and Philadelphia. And he's got rings from Super Bowl 47 with Baltimore and this past year with Philadelphia. The Panthers yesterday also announced they re-signed free agent defensive end Julius Peppers to a 1-year deal. The Minnesota Vikings are attempting to sort out their quarterback situation. While Kirk Cousins was on his way to visit on Wednesday, the Vikings were moving swiftly towards securing a potential backup. According to a person with knowledge of the negotiations, the Vikings were working on a trade Wednesday with Denver Broncos to acquire quarterback Trevor Seaman. He started 24 games for the Broncos over the past 2 seasons. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
We're starting off awfully cold this morning with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. We expect a strong wind today that ushers in warmer air. It's partly to mostly sunny. The high temperature in the mid to upper 60s. Tonight, it's mostly clear to partly cloudy. No freezing temperatures. The lows only in the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow is partly cloudy. It's still mild. We're going to push into the mid 60s, maybe around the Charlotte area, seeing around 70 for the high, and there's a chance for light rain Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
We're still stuck at 33 degrees right now. The sun is shining, but the wind is also blowing out there. Breezy today, up wind gusts to 34 miles per hour. And tonight, clear with lows around 46 with gusting winds about 26 miles per hour. So it's dying down a little bit. Wind gusting tomorrow to 15 miles per hour. And then on Saturday, 21 miles per hour wind gusts. And let's see, I believe it's dying down after that. We may have some wind next week, but some rain comes back to the forecast next week as well. So we got a pretty good weekend. light showers as we go along the way, but we'll bear up under it. Springtime is coming next Tuesday. Right now, again, 34 degrees. 34 degrees. The following program, Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Anecdotes, is paid for by Dr. Bob Crummy. The opinions expressed on this program by Dr. Crummy are not necessarily those of the owner and staff of WCAB. You are invited to call your questions in live now to Dr. Bob at 287-3356. And now live in the studio, here is Dr. Bob Crummy. Now let's welcome Dr. Bob into the Blue Room this morning. Dr. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. It's great to be with you again, the beautiful Blue Room at WCAB.
Glad to have you this morning. We got some questions already called in. Remind our listeners, if you want to call a question in to Dr. Bob, the phone lines are clear.
And listen, try to call me embarrassing questions, things that back me into a corner. I'm feeling especially good today, and it's interesting because I have had bad days, but I turn all of them into good days just with positive thinking. But this morning I just happened to wake up, and I hope this nice feeling doesn't leave me.
I hope it doesn't. I hope it stays with you. How do you turn a bad day into a good? What's your way for doing that?
Well, I'll give you an analogy. When you crank up your car, the engine's on. It doesn't care if you put it in neutral or forward or reverse. That's how the car goes. The motor doesn't care. Your brain is the same way. Your brain, we need input. And your brain doesn't care if it's positive input or negative input. It's going to respond that way. It's going to respond to either patting you on the back or kicking you in the butt, whichever you tell it. And so that's where I've got my statement when people say, "How are you?" They make a mistake asking me that question because I always say, "It's a beautiful day and I feel wonderful." Now, it can be snowing outside, raining, hailing, whatever. There can be a storm. I'll still say it's a beautiful day and I feel wonderful. The most amazing thing is if you keep doing that, all of a sudden it starts happening. Now, I used to think I was kind of an ugly guy. You know, my eyes looked Oriental and all kind of things, and people say, "Are you Indian?" or you have this or that. And I started giving myself positive suggestions, like I'd look in the mirror and I'd say, "You're handsome, you're beautiful, I love you," and I'd throw myself a kiss. Now, pretty soon, I was doing that kind of automatically. Like I'd find myself, the phone would ring, and I'd pick it up, I'd be in front of a mirror, and I would see my lips kind of just pucker up without even thinking, that kind of thing. I think I'm the best-looking guy in the world now. And I look at my driver's license tag, and I think, who in the heck is that old fellow there? That reminds me, 24 days, I'll be 80 years old.
24 days.
24 days. I'm going to celebrate some way.
Yeah, good for you. 80 years old. That's great.
I'm going to give poetry that day, save speeches, maybe have a talk somewhere. Who knows?
You've lived a rich life.
I have, and I'm a very fortunate fellow. Ann and I together had 12 children and 30 grandchildren, and we've got 2 on the way this year.
Wow, that's great. That's great. But you're right about that. Reinforcing our own minds. It's like garbage in, garbage out. We put a lot of garbage in our mind. It comes back out that way.
Yeah.
And so it's a very positive thing to tell ourselves that.
That's right. And don't be discouraged when you first start it. It happens quicker in some people. I tell people, if you want to stop smoking, it's very simple. You just take a 4 or 5 deep breaths as you exhale, relax. The third time, when you exhale, relax, close your eyes and say, each time I do this, it'll be easier to do, and when I open my eyes, I'll feel better. And if you'll do that every hour, it just takes you a minute to do it. And if you'll give yourself the suggestion, smoking's bad for my body, I need my body in order to live, I owe it to my body not to smoke. And then you imagine yourself as a non-smoker. And then you count backwards from 5 to 0. I promise you, if you do that every hour for 2 or 3 days or for a week, you'll never smoke again. It's amazing. Your brain will make it so it's not going to do it because you say don't do it, it's unhealthy for you.
For many years, I was an instructor for Dale Carnegie training across western North Carolina. And one of the books that Mr. Carnegie wrote was about being enthusiastic in life. And he said, act enthusiastic and you'll be enthusiastic. It's the same thing. Talk yourself into the positive attitude of life and you become positive.
Yeah.
Act enthusiastic and you'll be enthusiastic.
He was fantastic. He was right. If I'm not mistaken, the American Society of the American Psychiatric Association, at our yearly conference, we had him to talk one year. Now, did you say Dale Carnegie?
Dale Carnegie.
Yeah, we had Dale Carnegie to talk one year, and he absolutely was fantastic. I don't even remember what he said. I just remember it was so good, you know. But he can put you in your place without you feeling badly about it, you know. Like, don't you psychiatrists wish you could do something other than just sit there and listen? You know? And then, what kind of fellows are y'all anyway? Oh, you do good, I see. Well, or whatever, you know.
Well, we got some questions here. Let's see. The first one is, what can help with neuropathy?
Well, I think I'll give you 2 or 3 things. It's a matter of try one thing. If that doesn't work, try something else. The thing that seems to work for most people is a tablespoon of raw honey and a teaspoon of or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a cup of warm water, and you drink it twice a day. Now, supposedly the vinegar, the apple cider vinegar, has a lot of elements in it, a lot of minerals, vitamins, and so forth that you need, and supposedly the neuropathy is caused by an imbalance in the electrolytes, and you want to get that balance back to your electrolytes, and that will do it. There are other, now if that doesn't work, then you try something else. Like, you can actually get these magnetic pads and actually kind of wrap one around your feet or wherever the numbness or the neuropathy is, and sleep with it, and generally speaking, when you wake up, it's not there. But there are other things too, like you have to ask yourself, hey, if I'm 100 pounds overweight, does that have something to do with it? You're doing right, it does. It's harder for your body, it's harder for every system in your body to function effectively if you're 100 pounds overweight, because you're pumping blood through 100 pounds of meat that you really don't need to be doing, you know, and that's a stress on your cardiovascular system and all your other systems too.
I've heard you talk many times in this program about milk thistle. What is the advantage of milk thistle? What do you get from that?
Milk thistle is one of the few things that absolutely helps your liver. It purges your liver. It cleans your liver out. It's kind of like cleaning a filter out. You know, the liver is sort of a filter, and it gets clogged up, let's say, with toxins and things like that. And milk thistle will absolutely purge your liver, like it gives your liver a good laxative so that it gets rid of all the poisons in it, and it just squirts it out into the GI system, and you eliminate it with bowel movements. But it's absolutely fantastic. Some people will do something like they have experienced it, and so like every 2 months they will take one day and they'll make sure they have a good dose of milk thistle. Maybe take a capsule 3 or 4 times that day, drink plenty of fluid, don't eat much, and they find that, hey, I really function better. You know, I'm more alert, I don't get tired as quickly, those kind of things. Since it purges the liver mainly, it also does that to other organs that are similar, like the kidneys. It will help your kidneys also function better.
Okay.
But there are other things too, like you can go to almost any health food store and say what's good for the liver. It will always say milk thistle, but there'll be other things there too, like dandelion and licorice and all these other things. But you know, the main ingredients is just the milk thistle.
About all of them will have milk thistle in it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Next question, I hope I could pronounce this. What can be done for Hashimoto's disease, which causes hypothyroidism?
Well, right now, the number one thing I would say is try is CBD. Now, CBD has been out for a long time because it's in hemp. It's in the hemp plant. Now, the hemp plant medicine's done a lot of studies with THC. That's the thing that is psychoactive in hemp. Well, there are certain hemp plants that don't have THC in it. In fact, they have a lot of CBD. So a hemp plant's either going to have CBD in it, which is a cannabinoid, or it's going to have THC, which is a cannabinoid. People will sometimes get kind of addicted to the THC, and to control that addiction, all you've got to do is start taking CBD. Well, CBD is also good for any other ailment that the human body has. It's amazing. I got a little book in the mail the other day. In fact, I've gotten the same book in the mail 3 times in the past year, and I'm so happy I did, because I'll misplace it or loan it to somebody. But the name of the book is I Want My CBD, and it's by this guy Popko, P-O-P-K-O, and it is fantastic. He lists all of the symptoms that are cured or helped by CBD, and I promise you, every ailment known to man is listed there. And they've done tremendous research on it. The pharmaceutical firms actually tried to discredit this, and it backfired on them. They had good scientists, they were paying them well, and the scientists were all so impressed with the CBD and how it performed that they did. Now, here's the beauty of CBD now, and because of the support of those scientists who did the studies, it's now legal in all 50 states. It's legal. You can get it at any health food store, and it's relatively inexpensive. You can get it in a capsule form. You can get it in a spray form, you know, for skin and this sort of thing. And
liquid drops.
Yeah. So that's what I suggest. Try that, and I think it costs about $20 for a month or 2 months supply of these capsules. And there's a nice booklet. I know at Plum Natural they have a little booklet there at the cash register, and they're giving these away now because everybody's kind of pushing this CBD, or at least the people in a health food business are, in terms of, hey, this will cure or control or improve any condition.
Next question, what do you think about genetically modified foods?
I think you should avoid them, and here's why. I was confused at first when I know if you're not a physician, you hear genetically modified, you think, well, that should be good. Well, it's good for the plant, because what you do is it allows the plant, you can put herbicides and pesticides and insecticides on plants, and they'll kill everything except the plant that's genetically modified. Now, the soybeans, they start off being genetically modified. And what this means is that the soybeans will absorb all of these toxic sprays you put on it without it harming them. So you can eat good soybeans, however, they're loaded with toxins. And that's why they're dangerous. And so we should avoid it. And now 100%, I'm sure, 99.99% of all soybeans are genetically modified. The same thing is true with corn, unfortunately. About 98% of all corn is modified genetically. So if you want to get these products that are not genetically modified, you almost have to go to an organic a health food store. And they cost a little more, not a lot more, a little more, because the people who make these things, who go to the trouble to do it, are really conscientious guys who want you to be healthy and better. And I think most physicians, if you really get push comes to shove, we believe that things like Alzheimer's are really caused by the toxins we take in. And we need to, if we had a good diet, if we had avoided the toxins, we would overcome all of these things that we get.
Next question, what causes your legs to itch between the knees and feet?
Well, you got to play Sherlock Holmes a little bit to figure that out, I guess. It could be some kind of contact dermatitis, and you could get the contact from air, or you could get it from clothes, or you can get it from soaps, or things like this. It could be as simple as you started showering with a new soap like palm olive soap, and that you washed it off real good everywhere except you didn't wash it off, between your knees and your feet. And just that little bit there will cause it to itch. Sometimes the itching is, like if you don't do something about it, it's going to keep on going. The thing you want to do is you want to make sure you don't scratch it, because you can get infected that way. One of the best things to do is a combination of Dexedrine, not Dexedrine, a combination of Benadryl and let's see, what's the thing for poison ivy we put on ourselves?
Calamine.
Calamine lotion. Calamine lotion and Benadryl comes in something called Caladryl, and Caladryl will, it costs about $6 for about 6 ounces at any drugstore. You put that on, it will immediately stop the itching. And so it's good to have some of that Caladryl, and it's a clear liquid, and to put it on. And I would say if you just put it on twice a day, you probably wouldn't be bothered with itching at all. And if you don't scratch it, pretty soon it's going to kind of go away. Things like that, very often they'll come on us. We don't know what's causing it. We play Sherlock Holmes, can't figure it out, and then they go away, and we don't know why they went away. But it's good to be. And that's because our body and our immune system wants to keep everything in balance. And if you take the right things in your system, and you have the right exercise, the right amount of rest, and a good attitude, what you're going to find is that, hey, any ailment you get, you're going to be able to cure right away with your super immune system.
Next question has to do with night sweats. What can be done for night sweats?
Well, just get you a good clean towel and dry off every time you sweat. Generally speaking, believe it or not, there are a lot. For instance, I'm assuming you didn't have night sweats all the time. It could be as simple as that's a very healthy thing happening to you, because sweating is one way we get toxins out of our system. Like one way, believe it or not, is just breathing. We kind of blow it out of our lungs, the air comes out. Another way is urination. We get rid of toxins that way. Another way is to bowel movements. Another way is sweating, and sweating is a good way to get rid of toxins. Not only that, when you're sweating a little bit, generally speaking, your temperature is a little elevated, and when that happens, your immune system works better. So maybe you have some kind of ailment, or let's say just mild infection with either a virus or a bacteria or a fungus, and by your sweating like that, your body's getting rid of the toxins as your immune system destroys them.
Interesting. Next question, what's good for burning in your feet caused by diabetes?
Cure your diabetes. Now, so many of us now, we have an epidemic of diabetes, unfortunately. And unfortunately, the pharmaceutical firms are making billions of dollars in profit from the treatment of that. And so are physicians, because we have people coming in and then we charge them ridiculous rates for their blood studies and so forth. But if you get adult onset diabetes, if you will start eating healthy, avoid carbohydrates, avoid sugar, no colas, and if you will do those things and take cinnamon, a capsule of cinnamon twice a day, and a tablet of chromium, if you will do that for a month, in the majority of people who do that, the diabetes disappears. It doesn't matter if you've had it for a year or a month, 10 years, it'll still disappear if you do those things. Start eating healthy and take the cinnamon and the capsules and the chromium each day. Another thing is this: know the foods that are really unhealthy for you. For instance, one of the big causes of type 2 diabetes is these little power drinks. Red Bull, they are loaded with caffeine. And you get too much in your system, and that causes diabetes. That causes adult onset diabetes. The interesting thing about diabetes, though, is this: they want to give you something that will automatically put insulin in your system as your insulin gets too low or whatever, or as your sugar gets high, the insulin kind of comes into. And people continue to drink milkshakes, continue to eat ice cream, continue to eat pie, And they feel like they can do that, but they're keeping their blood sugars in balance because they've got this these ways to measure it and so forth, which are probably costly. It probably costs you at least $1,000 a month to treat your diabetes, you know, when you get that type 2 diabetes. But the nice thing to know is, hey, it's curable. And especially, you know, like I do this when I want to embarrass myself. Take off all my clothes and look in the mirror. Turn sideways and say, I didn't know my belly was that big. You know, you suck it in and put your chest out. But I find things like that can be very motivating in terms of if you're 100 pounds overweight or 50 pounds overweight. When you do that, the people who do things like that, they now start with healthy diet, healthy eating, things like that. And they also have a little program of exercise. And the thing about it is most people back away from exercise. But really, what do you think the most healthy form of exercise is? Walking. Isn't that something? I mean, and if you think about it, how much do you walk now compared to being 20 years old?
No comparison.
I know. We get in the car, we drive to work, we sit down at work, we do what we're doing at, you know, from a desk and so forth, and then we get up, go sit on the couch, then we drive home, whatever, and here we sit on the couch, watch TV. And if you look at it, the average American probably walks an average maybe of 1 block every day. Now, it would be so easy just to walk around the block and, you know, or whatever. But you don't have to, the exercises don't have to be that stringent on you. They can be nice.
I heard someone say one time years ago, one of the worst things that ever happened to adults is the remote control on televisions. Because we used to have to get up out of the chair and walk over to the television and turn the channels.
Mm-hmm.
Gave us a little exercise, but now we just sit there and push that button. Don't ever move, doing it for 2 or 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not good for us.
Yeah. I remember 50 years ago, I heard a lecture by a guy, and people were just talking about computers then. This was a physician who was also a computer expert, and he said, within the next 100 years, your doctor's visits are going to be, you walk into his office, you step into a little booth, and it x-rays you, it takes samples and so forth, and the computer totally gives you a diagnosis, and it'll also prescribe a treatment program for you. You don't even have to see the doctor anymore. He should just be a good computer man. But it's actually, the more you talk about it, read about it, talk about it, and start doing it, the better you feel about things, and the better you feel about yourself too. And you suddenly start realizing, hey, I'm my own physician. When I go to physicians, they're just giving me their opinions, but I still control what happens to me and my health and this sort of thing. My mother came to live with me when she was 83, and she was having trouble then. She was sleeping about 20 hours a day, and no energy at all. She had gained weight, and the first thing I did was just take her off all her medicine. And listen, she started sleeping 6 to 8 hours a day rather than 20 hours a day. She lost 50 pounds. And let's see, she stayed awake. She lost 50 pounds. Oh, and she moved from the wheelchair to the walker. And she enjoyed the heck out of her 4 grandsons here that she went to watch in high school.
That's great. We do overburden ourselves with so much medicine, don't we?
Mm-hmm. We do.
Got about 2 minutes left, Dr. Bob, in the program. If you have words of wisdom you want to deliver from your archives of medicine.
Okay. Let's see. We talked a little about psychotherapy, and I have a lot of people ask me about this, and so I'm going to tell you the magic of therapy is this. If you talk, if you listen, or if you get involved in art in some way, like music, dance, writing, painting, playing sports, group talk, group activity, that's the magic. If you do those things, your symptoms disappear. I don't care what your symptoms are. They can be hallucinations and whatever, but you need to do those things, and you need to be serious about them. You need to do them every day, you know. And it's amazing. I've discovered this about myself. If I play chess every day, and I'm not the greatest chess player in the world, if I play chess every day, win, lose, or draw, I have a better week. If I do a little bit of exercise every day, I have a better week. If I do the two of them together, I have an even better week. Now, that doesn't mean I have bad weeks, but that means there's something healthy about that for my mind and for my body. And in my reading, they basically say that you need you need both of those. You need some kind of mental activity that you have on a regular daily basis. It can be reading just for 15 minutes a day, you know, and it doesn't matter what you're reading, news or whatever. Let's see. I wrote something down here. Let's see. One-liners. I don't know what one-liners mean. Under that, I've got medications, being comfortable with yourself. Oh, being comfortable. Listen, and this is something I've been reading about recently, and it's very interesting. And since I've lost my wife, I'm very much aware of that. We need the companionship of the opposite sex. We just, I mean, you know, we have plenty of male-male, or I guess females have female-female interaction, but we really need that interaction with the opposite sex, and we need to feel comfortable with that. And if we do, we're healthier. It's just that simple. We're healthier. Ways to listen. Be aware of your feelings. I've got feelings of fear, anger, love, happiness, joy, peace. Have a positive attitude, an attitude of gratitude. I like AA because they've got that saying, an attitude of gratitude. And I also like their daily prayer. You know, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, if you repeat those kinds of things, pretty soon you find, hey, I'm having better days. I am, you know. Expectations. You know I'm going to have a good time every Thursday when I come here. That's what I expect, and that always happens. And it always ends up being, you know, we just need a little more time. Yeah, but we can get that next week.
Yeah, we'll be back here same time next week with Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Eating Dose program. Folks, have a wonderful day, and remember, it's a beautiful day, and I feel great. Enjoying news already in progress.
Free newspaper every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
I'm Patrick Johnson with this week's Undaunted ECU Spotlight. It shines on women's lacrosse player Sam Caputo from Middle Creek High School. The freshman midfielder is helping to write history at ECU as a contributing member in the program's inaugural season. At the midway point this spring, Sam has tallied 3 goals and an assist, while in the classroom she's achieved a 3.8 GPA for the fall semester. East Carolina celebrates Sam Caputo of Apex and all of our undaunted student athletes. For the latest on ECU athletics, visit ECUPirates.com.
Governor Roy Cooper will appoint members this week to a combined elections and ethics board, even though he believes the panel is still unconstitutional. Cooper's spokesman, Ford Porter, announced the governor's decision on Wednesday, 2 days before a new law approved by Republicans creating a 9-member panel is supposed to take effect. Washington is braced for word of more departures from Donald Trump's administration following this week's firing of Secretary of State Rex Tillerson.
On Tuesday, as he announced the firing of his Secretary of State, the president signaled more changes are on the way.
I'm really at a point where we're getting very close to having the cabinet and other things that I want.
Sources say the VA and HUD secretaries are on thin ice. Energy Secretary Rick Perry could be tapped to take over the Department of Veterans Affairs. National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster is rumored to be departing any day now, and congressional and administration sources say Chief of Staff John Kelly could also be leaving soon. Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, the White House.
Hundreds of school students in North Carolina have taken part in the National School Walkout to protest the gun violence after the shooting that killed 17 people at a Florida high school last month. A top singing star is facing a big lawsuit. Steve Kathan has that.
A Jamaican songwriter is suing Miley Cyrus for $300 million. Michael May claims her 2013 hit We Can't Stop infringes on a song he wrote in 1988 that hit #1 in his country called We Run Things.
We run things don't run away.
May says the We Run Things lyric is mimicked in the Cyrus song. In the suit, he wants sales and performances of We Can't Stop to stop. Steve Kafin, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh and
Let the WCAB marketing team go to work for your business. It works. Call Tracy or Jim at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The biggest toy store in the country is closing down. Toys R Us is filing with bankruptcy court today to liquidate and wind down operations at all of its 735 U.S. stores. These parents say they're sorry to see it go.
Like a punch in the gut almost. I wanted to pass on that tradition of bringing my son to the toy store so he can play with the toys, and now he can't do that.
Toys R Us stores employ about 33,000 people.